here today. Y'all see the title. I have not been, I've been looking at the situation with Maduro, him being arrested, him being arraigned, and the charges being dropped and the charges left over. Maduro's going to walk. He is going to walk, y'all. Maduro's going to end up walking because the charges are ridiculous. The charges are really ridiculous, man. They are just. This is like the most, the most silliest charges I've ever seen brought against an individual. Maduro's going to walk. Now, knowing the legal system here in the U.S., the case will drag out. Cases have known to have been dragged out for 2, 3 years. I know a person that case has drug out for 5 years. So the South District of New York, Manhattan, what is it, Manhattan? Same district that damn went against Trump. Ironic, huh? The same district, the same Democratic liberal district that went against Trump, Trump has now got Maduro in that same system, that same court system. Yeah, he's going to walk because those charges are silly. They're silly. You know that old saying, a jury can indict a ham sandwich? Well, yeah, this is the ham sandwich moment. Indictments, yeah, you can indict a ham sandwich. This is the ham sandwich indictment moment. And they already had to drop the conspiracy, the narco conspiracy, all that silliness. Man, yeah, Maduro's going to walk. They got him charged with carrying a machine gun. The commander in chief, who was the head of the military, you're charging him with possessing a machine gun in his own sovereign state. And they got him charged with stealing oil in the country that he's the president of. Yeah, that's, oh man, I don't know where they're going to find these juries, but 9 times out of the 10, the jury is going to have common sense and they're going to be like, not guilty. Maduro, you can walk. Now, what I will say is, does he get his old job back once he walks? Because, like I said, they can hold him for up to 2 years, maybe even 3 years. Like I said, our court system, and this goes for New York, Georgia, California, Missouri, Texas, Chicago. It don't matter, man. We have the most congested court system in the world. And so I would say, I don't know. He's definitely going to walk, man, because these charges, they're silly. They're silly charges, and silly charges. They're silly. I would be shocked if they can make him stick. But again, he's going to be tried in front of a jury, and even tried in front of a liberal jury at that. Even if, now let me just say this, I know people who support Trump and they're just blind. Oh, Maduro's a drug dealer. You have to have concrete, not circumstantial, but concrete evidence to prove his guilt without a shadow of a doubt. And that's going to be hard to do. That's going to be very difficult to do with Maduro, to say that he's. But again, they dropped that. They dropped the. But they're going to say, him possessing a machine gun. him possessing a machine gun, and mind you, they extracted him, they extradited him from his country to our country. So the machine gun, he was in possession of the machine gun in his country, not in New York. So a New York juror has to decide, is he guilty of possessing a machine gun in America? Oh, he's guilty of possessing a machine gun in Venezuela. Okay, well, what are the laws of Venezuela? See how you have to drop it. New York, the South District of New York has no jurisdiction in Venezuela. Who's in the chat? Who just gave me a like? Because y'all, let's have this discussion. Let's please have this discussion. I will be humble, and you can educate me. Somebody, MD, if you're out there, man, come on, man. Somebody, Kelly Ray, somebody help me. You're going to take Maduro in front of a court, state court, federal court. Yeah, let's even say federal court. Federal court. Okay, we're going to take him in front of a federal court in New Jersey in South District, Manhattan. You're going to charge him with possessing a machine gun in his own country, president of his own country. You know what I think? I think Trump did all this, and I am a Trump supporter, and I told y'all that Trump's Achilles heel is the whole Ukraine Russia situation as his Achilles heel. However, there's rumor has it that he is trying to distract away from the Epstein file. I wouldn't even worry about the Epstein file. But I'm not Trump, so I don't know how Trump feels about the Epstein file, but this is a great distraction away from the Epstein file. It's a great distraction away from Russia, Ukraine. I mean, there's so many angles I could come at this, man. You know, he did this to take a jab at China and Russia because China and Russia and Maduro deals with. It's so many angles, so many ways I could. But those charges are BS. Those charges are nonsense at the end of the day. Those charges, Maduro's gonna walk. You heard me say it. If you're not heard it anywhere, you've heard me say it first. Maduro is going to walk. Those charges are ridiculous. My God, those charges are a joke. He's going to walk. He's going to walk. Now, again, I don't know how long this court process is going to take. They did arraign him. Maduro, him and his wife pleaded not guilty. I don't know if he's going to have a quick trial or what, man. I don't know. But, and usually, the feds usually have a seal tight case. Not in this case. The feds usually blunder a case. Every blue moon they'll blunder a case, and this is definitely damn blunder. The DEA said, you know what, Trump, we got a weak case. We got to drop this narco conspiracy. We got to drop that because this is silly. This is silly. This is like a bad episode of Saturday Night Live, of Mad TV right now. Trump, what the fuck are you doing? I'm sorry I'm cursing, man. I'm trying to be a family-friendly show, but I got to say, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you trying to distract us, Trump? And if you're trying to distract us, good job. Good job. But unless, ain't only one person watching I'm the voice in the wilderness, so you ain't got to worry about damn thousands, billions of people's views. Most of my viewers and subscribers, they want to keep me to themselves. They don't like sharing this stuff out. So, I'm gonna say this: Maduro's gonna walk because those charges are ridiculous. When they first arrested Maduro, talking about drugs and all that, I said, nah, that's a weak case. once they arrested, oh, we got Maduro. I'm like, and what are the charges? And I looked up the charges, and I'm like, no, that's not gonna stick. That's not gonna stick. You're pulling these charges up out of your derriere. You're pulling them just out of thin air. No, man, conspiracy. Now, a lot of times they say conspiracy is one of the easiest cases to, I guess, convict, but not in this case. Not in this case. You got to show. Nah, but again, they dropped it. They dropped the conspiracy. But conspiracy is one of the hardest cases to fight, I guess, but not in this case. They got him. They got him charged as of right now, possessing a machine gun in his own country and stealing oil from his country. Again, you have to convince the jury. It's obviously this is a softball for Maduro to goddamn beat his case and walk. Larry Johnson pointed something out also obvious about this whole situation. Every picture, Maduro, he's like throwing thumbs up. He has a different pair of clothes on. When have you known prisoners, a person who is under arrest, able to switch out their wardrobe constantly, switch out their wardrobe, switch out? I don't want to make up. I don't want to take this whole thing lightly because allegedly there were about 70 Cuban nationals killed over this. Cuban nationals, not Venezuelan, but Cuban bodyguards that were killed in this whole trying to apprehend Maduro, which they apprehended him. Usually America, if they have beef with somebody, they're gonna like look at Gaddafi. They don't they don't they don't get out of this situation alive. Maduro got out of this situation alive. So, being the fact that he did not get end up like Gaddafi shows me, yeah, he's going to get out. He's going to come out of this. He's going to come out. He's going to walk. And if walking is coming out on top, then so be it. Again, I don't know. Once he walks, I don't know if he becomes a citizen of the U.S. I don't know if he gets compensated. I don't know if he's sent back to his country. Good morning, Black Sun. Ruby, oh, I'm so glad you're here. Ruby, the voice of reason. Ruby. Can I ask you a question, Ruby? When have you seen somebody be arrested and every other photo op, they got different pair of clothes on? Maybe I'm just tripping, Ruby, but yeah, Maduro's going to walk. What say you, Ruby? Because I think he's going to walk. He's going to walk because they dropped the conspiracy charges. Narco conspiracy and drug, they dropped it. That would be never. That would be never. Oh, wait, Ruby, you gotta be specific. You said that would be never. Refresh. Because I'm saying a whole lot here. I'm going real fast, so slow me down, Ruby. What are you talking about as far as like that would never be? Because you're talking about when they switch out wardrobe. Yeah. You're right. You don't never see they either being the. You were never talking about changing clothes in every picture. Ruby, am I okay? Ruby, first of all, I want you to correct me because maybe I'm seeing things. My eyesight. I'm getting older. So I gotta verify what I'm seeing. I know I'm not crazy. Well, you know what? I might be crazy. But every other picture, it seemed like he's changing out his wardrobe. This is after he got arrested. Am I crazy, Ruby? Help me out, Ruby, because you know what? Maybe I'm seeing stuff. Maybe I'm seeing stuff, Ruby, but every other photo I'm seeing he's changing out his wardrobe. Prisoners don't get that privilege. I'm just saying, Ruby, they don't get that privilege. We see people coming out in jump orange suits. Once they get arrested, they change them out in the jump orange suit. They might do that now, but as far as I know, I see seen 3 different pictures of 3 different wardrobes, and he'll give him a thumbs up, man. He just like, I don't know, but you know what? I don't want to say it does seem to be a fashion show, Ruby. It does seem to be a fashion show, Ruby. Ruby, something about this whole thing is doesn't add up, Ruby. They dropped the charges that could get him some serious time. Like I said, conspiracy is so vague, but you can get convicted on a conspiracy. They dropped all the conspiracy charges, and they got him charged. Please explain to me. I'm gonna humble myself, Ruby. Please explain to me, Ruby. You got the floor now, Ruby. How you get charged with stealing oil in a country that you're president of? That's number one. And number two, how can you get charged of possessing a machine gun in your own country when you're the commander in chief? Please explain to me this, Ruby. There is no jury dumb enough on the planet, and I don't care how dumb you are, to find this man guilty of possessing a machine gun in his own country and stealing oil out of his own country. Those charges are weird, Ruby. Those charges are weird, Ruby. They're weird. I've never, like, this is an easy layup. This is an easy not guilty. This is easy. You and your wife, y'all can walk. Maduro is not the real president. He was not democratically elected. They charge his wife just to make him. But Ruby, don't they have to prove that the election was rigged? I know where you're going with this. I know where you're going, Ruby. You're saying that he was not democratically elected. Okay, so are they? But those are not the charges, though. Some of those charges do seem weird and shaky. That's what I'm talking about, Ruby. Now we can do another video on is he a legit president? They charge his wife just to make him take a plea deal. He's not taking a plea deal. He's not taking a plea deal. Him and his wife have both pled not guilty. They both pled not guilty, and the charges that were serious, the conspiracy, they just dropped. Trump said our election was rigged. Two, should China come in and kidnap our president? Well, first of all, damn, we about to be all over the place now. China and Russia are not going to come in this Western hemisphere. That's what we keep doing. That's what we do. China and Russia don't do that. China and Russia are the experts at defending China and Russia. China and Russia are strong on their borders, meaning just as Adolf Hitler, just as Napoleon, we will never defeat China on their territory. That includes Taiwan. We will lose that. We will never defeat Russia with the Ukraine. That is their backyard. So that's that. But we could definitely talk more about that, but that's that. Number two, every charge that they're trying to stick Maduro and his wife with is in Honduras. By the way, the deep state always claims false elections on countries they want to invade. No, I get that. I get that. But again, they didn't charge him with false elections. They didn't charge him with that. They charged him with possessing a machine gun and stealing oil out of Venezuela. That's the charge. That's the charge. And that's I don't see how the District of New York of South the District of New York jury. Let's just say you're a jury. Where have you? Okay, so Ruby, you're from Atlanta. Now, imagine they brought, instead of New York, they brought him to Georgia. Imagine this, Ruby. Now you're a juror, and they're saying, you know what? Maduro is being charged with possessing a machine gun and possessing, stealing oil, not out of Georgia, not out of Georgia, not out of Georgia, but his own country. So, Ruby, in all your wisdom, how do you convict a person of stealing oil out of their own country? Like, you live in Georgia. So the first thing you're going to be like is, what county in Georgia did he where county in Georgia did he steal oil out of? It was it out of Fulton County, Cobb County? They're like, no, Ruby, out of Venezuela. You're going to be like, you're gonna be like, nigga, please. That's what you're gonna do, Ruby. And I'm not saying, and Ruby don't even use that type of language. Ruby is very well educated, but Ruby gonna be like, nigga, please. Ruby's gonna be looking for, is it Fulton County? Is it Cobb County? Is it Clayton County? Is it Newton County? She gonna be looking for counties. Is it North Fulton? This is what Ruby's gonna be doing, looking all over Georgia. What part of Georgia did Maduro steal oil and possess a machine gun? Ruby, he stole it out of Venezuela. Ruby's gonna be like, please, you brought me on a jury. You got me off of work, and you bring me here to tell me you brought me here in this courtroom, waste my time because you think this man stole oil out of his country, not out of Georgia, not out of America, not one leg to stand on, zero. Right. So this is obviously set up to make Maduro and his wife to walk. Even if it's a federal case, it's no jurisdiction in Honduras because you got to bring up the Honduran laws. You got to bring up the Honduran. You got to bring up all this stuff in Honduras. And like you, Ruby, you're gonna be like, what's that got to do with the price of tea in America? What's that got to do with the price of tea in America? So you're going to be upset for us pulling you into court, wasting your time, Ruby. We're wasting your time, Ruby, because none of those counties that you know, Cobb County, Gwinnett, Fayetteville, all these counties in Georgia, not even in America, did he possess a machine gun and steal oil. Oh, he violated Venezuelan laws where he's the president of. Okay, so again, he's the commander in chief, so he can possess a machine gun and stealing the oil out of. So somebody in Honduras has to bring, or Venezuela has to bring the charges against him. Again, the charge, Ruby, is not stealing the election. Now that's a whole nother video, but they haven't charged him with that. We still got to deal with our own. We still got to deal with Fannie Willis. We still got to deal with Fannie Willis. But let me ask you one question, Ruby, before I end the show. I'm going to ask you one question. Those voting machines, did they come out of Venezuela or was it Honduras? Where those voting machines come from? Because you brought up a good point about the whole election thing. Where did those voting machines come from? Because this might be goddamn get back on a whole nother level with Trump. You're 100% correct. The Maduro indictment is a complete distraction. There, y'all, you're knocking in the show. Anytime me and MD agree on it, I can goddamn close the show down right now. I'm not because I ain't seen MD in a while. What's going on, MD? We need to do a show together because goddamn, me and MD are actually agreeing. We're both agreeing on something. So y'all know the the moon is about to turn blue right now because me and MD agreeing. Yeah, yo, MD, that's an easy layup. He's gonna walk. Maduro's gonna walk. He's going to walk because you, MD, that the conspiracy charges would have stuck, but they dropped those. The conspiracy to narco conspiracy, whatever that shit was, they dropped it, MD. Correct me if I'm wrong, MD. They dropped all the conspiracy. They dropped. They're like, we're charging you with possession of a machine gun and stealing oil. Make it make sense, MD. Make it make sense. I want you to put on your debate hat. Now I know you agree with me, but I want you to just try to make sense of it. Like he's gonna walk. Maduro's gonna walk. He's gonna walk, man. And the only thing I can think of is this is just a distraction. This got to be a distraction. This is, I don't know what Trump is doing, but it's definitely got all our attention. It's got all our attention. Trump is the master of that. But again, you can only distract me for so long before I be like, man, something ain't right. Especially when you got charges like that. That's an easy layup for the defense. Me and you both know if they had any evidence on narco terrorism, we would know it by now what grand jury decided to indict him. There's isn't one. You know, well, MD, like I said, to show you weren't here, you can indict a ham sandwich. And that's exactly, this is a good example of indicting a ham sandwich. Like, how do you charge? Let me go back. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me go back. Because Georgia, we can carry guns. Unless they got buck stocks on them, but that's a whole nother video. But both MD and Ruby, both y'all are from Georgia. Again, where in Georgia? In fact, MD is not only from Georgia, but he drives all over the U.S. Where in the U.S. did he possess the machine gun? Where in the U.S. did he steal the oil? That's going to be going through the mind of the juror. Oh, he did it in Honduras? Well, where? Venezuela? I'm sorry, I said Honduras. Venezuela? Again, hold on, MD. Before I go any further, Ruby, MD, answer this question. Those voting machines, did they come out of Honduras or Venezuela? That's all I want to know. And then I can proceed forward, but I need to know the answer to that. Where did those voting machines come from? Remember the 2020 where they said, oh, the voting machines came out of, was it Honduras or Venezuela? That's all I need to know. Because something is weird. But we know in order to indict anybody, a grand jury has to do it. And a judge has to sign off on it. That didn't happen. MD, I understand what you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, because this whole thing stinks to high heaven. This whole thing is bogus. So they're saying that Maduro and his wife got arraigned and that they pleaded. This is what I've heard. I don't know if it's fake news or not. All I know is every time I see Maduro, he's in a different outfit. I've seen him in 3 different outfits, and they don't allow prisoners to just change out clothes like that. Switch out clothes. This just something is. And again, the conspiracy charges that can stick in drug cases, they threw that out. They threw that out. And conspiracy, as Michael Franchese, who's one of the first few mobsters that actually is free now. Conspiracy is hard, and they just said, nah, we're going to toss that out. We're going to charge Maduro with stealing oil and possession of a machine gun. MD, I don't know. I might have to, damn. I was going to say, man, I can't break any rules tonight. I was going to try to see if I could do a show tonight with you, but, house rules, man. I got to abide by the house rules, man. But I don't know if you're where you are now, but I like to do a show and just talk about this, man, because right now I'm just kind of, this is an easy layup. This is an easy walk from Maduro. We're going to charge you with possession of a machine gun. He'll be home by spring. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. He's going to walk. Him and his wife are going to walk. Him and his wife are going to walk. Because there's no way you're going to convict him with possessing a machine gun in his own country, especially possessing a machine gun. And again, somebody would have to come forth and say, oh, he stole oil. And then they have to prove that he stole the oil, which the oil's nationalized. So you got to, this is weird, man. They got some weird ass charges, man. They got weird ass charges. But the charges are going to go, they're going, they're going to fulfill the narrative of why he's allowed to walk and go back to his country. Somehow, the possession of the machine gun and like these charges are just silly. They're just silly, MD. They're silly. Maduro's gonna walk, and like him, man. Y'all know Maduro's gonna walk when me and MD are saying he's gonna walk. You got both me and MD saying he's gonna walk, and you know MD. When me and MD agree on something, and especially when you got Ruby agreeing with that too, yeah, man, he's gonna walk. Because MD likes to always play the devil advocate and try to see the other. He's like, man, he's gonna walk. Yeah, he's gonna walk. And Maduro's gonna walk, man. So he's gonna walk. This would be make a great show, Black Sun. I need to study this a little bit more. I mean, all you gotta do is look at the charges, Ruby. I mean, they arrested Maduro. Look at the charges they charged him with originally, and look at what they took out. They took out all the conspiracies, and they left him with charging machine. Like you're gonna laugh when you're gonna laugh. Don't be drinking no coffee because you're gonna spit the coffee out. You're gonna laugh at how silly these charges are. So when you do your research, Ruby, just don't be drinking no hot coffee because you're gonna spit it out. Be like, this is a damn joke. And you're probably gonna spill it all over your clothes. And you know, we don't want you. Just don't drink no hot coffee. Just make sure you ain't got no liquids around you because you're gonna spit it out. Because that's how funny these charges are, Ruby. There are 4 charges in total: narco, terrorism, conspiracy. But I thought they dropped that: cocaine importation, conspiracy, and then the machine gun charges. Ruby, I think they dropped the 2 conspiracy charges, but let me know if they still stand. But I've heard they dropped those. But they brought machine gun and they brought him stealing oil. But again, I'm gonna do a part 2 of this show and we can update because what I've heard so far is that they dropped both the conspiracy charges. But you know, conspiracy they would have to. Oh man, that's a ooh. Now conspiracy is a tough one to beat. But again, as far as a rock solid case, again they would have to bring. Now let's say just trump up some witnesses, but again, I would imagine Maduro's going to get top notch. He's going to get a top notch attorney in the U.S. He's going to get top notch counsel, and he's going to beat the case if they don't just outright just drop the charges. He's going to walk like MD said. He'll walk by spring. By springtime, before my birthday, Maduro's going to walk. Him and his wife are going to walk, and especially his wife. But I get um, drill, baby, drill in Venezuela. You know, I was thinking about that too. I was thinking about that. The drill, baby, drill. I thought drill, baby, drill meant here in the U.S. I didn't know it meant in another country. But that's a whole nother video. I was going to actually do a video on that, MD. I was going to say Trump is fulfilling his campaign promises, but I thought Drill Baby Drill was off the shore of Florida, Alaska. I thought Drill Baby Drill was here in America. I didn't know it was in Venezuela. I didn't know it was in Venezuela. So that's a whole nother video. Or if you want to do a video, I can come on your show. We could talk about that. I was deceived. I get the drill baby drill. I just thought it was here in the U.S. I didn't know we would have to have boots on the ground in order to drill baby drill. So, as a trucker, and I know you're a trucker too, I'm all for drill baby drill. I just thought I was led to believe it was going to be here in America. But again, we could do a show on that. And hell, you're justified in the whole, drill baby drill Venezuela. I thought it was going to be the U.S. So I was misled because Trump never said on the campaign trail where the drill baby drill was going to. No, he did say, he said we got gold under our feet. So yeah, he was saying on the trail, drill baby drill was here in America. I did not agree to drill baby drill in Venezuela. I didn't agree to that, but again, Trump deceived. He deceived me because I was led to believe it was going to be here in America. He kept saying on the campaign trail, we got it under our feet. Our feet is not under Venezuela. Our feet is here in the U.S. Like I said, our feet is under Florida, Texas, Alaska, Missouri. I think they got oil. Idaho or Tennessee, wherever they got oil here in the U.S., I'm thinking it was here in the U.S. Okay, drill, baby, drill under our feet. Our feet is not under, Venezuela's not under our feet. So I don't know. According to Copilot, all those charges still stand. Oh, okay, then. Okay, I'm still saying he's going to walk. But okay, I think they'll end up dropping the conspiracy charges, but if they still stand, Ruby, conspiracy is it's a sticky one. But you still have to see. I don't know what the burden of proof is for conspiracy. Conspiracy is a tricky charge. That's a tricky charge. So Ruby says they still stand. So that could be problematic. However, you still got to build a solid case around that, even around a conspiracy. See, when they took down the mafia, when they did the RICO against the five families in New York, they had recordings, they had witnesses. Most of the time, whether it be the Colombo, the Bonanno, all those five Italian families, you had witnesses, you had recordings. So that conspiracy, they put it all together. You got to tie Maduro and his wife to narco terrorists, to the drug. That's gonna be, I don't know. That means you got to arrest more people. You got to be you. First of all, you ain't arrested nobody in Colombia. We know all the good stuff comes out of Colombia. You ain't arrested nobody in Mexico. Well, you did arrest El Chapo, but come on now, this is silly. No, this is silly, man. Even if they still got conspiracy charges, which I'm hearing otherwise, Ruby. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. They're saying the charges still stay. You have to have a solid case. And I don't see, they only arrested Maduro and his wife. Usually with a RICO like that, and look at the American Mafia, they did droves of arrests. It's going to be tough for them to make a case. That's what I'm saying, Ruby. It's an easy layup for Maduro to walk, because in a conspiracy, you got to arrest droves of people. You can't just arrest a man and his wife and charge with conspiracy. It don't work that way. Again, the best case scenario is American Mafia. The Italian Mafia, they arrested them in droves. And in the droves, you had witnesses willing to turn on the mob boss families, on the big bosses, on the capos, on the dons and all that. You have to have a drove of witnesses. And so far, the people they arrested was Maduro and his wife. You arrested two people. But you got this great conspiracy. You're talking about ties with narcos. So Who's the narco? Who is your where's your network? You feel what I'm saying, Ruby? So if there's conspiracy, narco terrorism, where's the network? Meaning you have to have arrest a drove of people. You have to at least arrest 12 people. Or is it 12 people to make a network? I don't know, but you can correct me. I don't know how many it takes to make a network. You need at least 12 people to make a network. So if Maduro and his wife are the king drug pins, you have to have the network beneath them willing to testify. But they only arrested 2 people. And they killed all the security allegedly. Allegedly, they got rid of all the security. So where's this? Come on now, no. Mm-mm. Unless there are droves of people willing to testify against him and his wife, they have no case. Like MD said, he'll walk by damn spring. Right around April, he'll walk. Because it doesn't know. This is almost as bad as Fannie Willis charging Trump and them with damn RICO. Trump is doing the same thing that was done to him. So, but y'all didn't answer my question. Ruby, I need you to know, where did those voting machines come from? Was it Honduras or Venezuela? Where does those voting machines, uh, MD, what was the name of those voting machines during the 2020 election? They came out of, I think it was Honduras. It might have been Venezuela. I don't know. It was either Honduras or Venezuela. Where did those voting systematic? What are those voting? My channel is MD the 20. Okay, so I'll be live tonight. Oh, you doing a nighttime show? Damn, I can't make that, MD. But yeah, y'all make sure subscribe to MD's channel. He's doing a show tonight, so I'm sure he'll play back this video, and I'm sure him and Cat will have a lot of questions and I'm sure MD and his crew will have a good discussion on this. Um, Unfortunately, I can't make it because of the time thing. Um, but I'll definitely watch it and I'll comment on it. But Dominion and Smartmatic had ties to Hugo Chavez. Okay. Now we're cooking. Okay, so it was Venezuela, correct? So according to MD, it was Venezuela. So Trump wants to know about those machines. That could be tied to that. Trump wants to know